All right, we've seen what's involved in installing .NET and getting it to create a program for us and compile it. Here's that original set of files we created. Let's have another look at program.cs. It's only got 2 lines in it. One's a recognizable line of code, console.writeLine. Above that, there's a comment with a couple of crazy characters. Now, those are actually part of the file. We won't worry about them. They won't be visible for most of what we do. We're mostly interested in this part, the console.writeLine. But it doesn't really look like a C# program. I mean, where's the main method? Where's the class? Where's all the usings and so forth? Now, we can edit that file with Notepad. We don't need a fancy editor. Any old editor will do, like Notepad. Notice those funny characters don't appear. They're still in the file, but Notepad knows enough not to show them to us. They're called selectors. They pick out what kind of character set is being used here. And again, we mostly won't worry about them. All right, let's close Notepad. And let's see if we can get a more conventional style C# program. One of the nice things about .NET is that if you don't know how a command works, you can always ask for help. Follow the command with --help. And here's some help. One of the things that we see is we could use this option, use program main. What that does is it creates a whole new console program that says hello world, but it uses the more conventional format of a C# program than what we just looked at. That simplified version is mostly for beginners who might be confused by having a class or a main method, but this option uses the class and the main method. Let's switch to that. We'll say the same thing we just looked at, .NET new console, but we'll use the --use program-main option. Oops, here's a bunch of red stuff. That usually means it didn't work. What it's telling us here is that we would be overwriting some files we already have in this directory, the csproj file, whatever that is, and the .cs file, program.cs, that has a little bit of code in it. But it also shows us how we can force it to overwrite those things with the yes -- force option. So let's do that. Let's force it. We'll say .NET new console --use program use -program -main. This time --force. No red stuff. Did it work? Let's have a look. Looks like we got the same files, at least the same names. I wonder what's in program.cs. Let's use Notepad and have a look. Looks like a much more ordinary C# program. It's got a namespace, a class, there's our main method, and here's our console.writeLine line of code saying hello world. Looks a little more familiar, but it really does just the same thing. Now we can actually modify that. We can change this program now if we want to. Let's do that. First, we'll check it out with the old format. Let's run it. .NET run, hello world. Nothing surprising, no changes yet. Open up Notepad again, but this time we're going to make a change to the code. Very simple, just to verify that the change took effect. We're going to say hello .NET world. File, save, always save your work. Now .NET run again. By golly, it worked. No fancy editor, no Visual Studio, just a plain Notepad. We can write C# programs and run them.